Welcome to Metaphysics, My Perspective. This reading is going to be a past life reading for Virgo, April 2022 for Sun, Moon, and Rising. So how's it going, Virgo? How's everything been? I also want to say that I'll be doing all signs eclipse readings, so stay tuned for that later in the month. So it's coming soon. Make sure, like I said, this will be Sun, Moon, and Rising. Well, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and also South Node. So South Node in astrology, it deals with like your past lives. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe if it resonates with you. Leave a comment. Let me know how it resonates with you. I would appreciate that very much. I like to know who I'm connecting with. I'd like to know your insight, your story. I read all the comments, things like that. Just let me know what's going on. Any type of useful information that connects with this reading, or that you have something to say about this reading, that would be great. And let's get on with it. So now connecting to Virgo energy. So what are the messages for Virgo past life, April 2022? What are the messages for Virgo past life, April 2022? What are the messages? Communal living. So basically, when this card comes out, Virgo, basically what that means is that you've lived. This card can come out like if anybody's lived in Native American tribes, or you might kind of see that now. Like it's basically where everybody in the family has a job. So say, for example, everybody in the family has a certain chore or something they do. This might resonate with you. It's like a tight knit group of people. It can be like 3 people that live together. And like each one of you like pays a certain bill or does a certain job. Like somebody might take the trash out. So say it's 3 people that live in an apartment together, and they each one of them does something. So the reason for that is, and if you come from a family, it's basically you might have learned these skills in your family beforehand. And so basically what that's saying is that you've lived a lifetime like this. So when it comes to, and it's pretty cool too when it comes to Western society, because mostly everything in Western society is separate. Everybody has their own bank accounts, or some people share, of course, marriage and other reasons. But everybody kind of does their own thing, and so it just indicates that you've had lives like overseas or in Eastern cultures, and not so much as overseas, because you could have lived here too in like tribes or anything like that. And that's basically just giving you confirmation that that's why that's like that. And if you like that, if you find yourself in that situation, that's good, because it just kind of shows you how your past affects your present moment. And let's see, some of you, it's I see different tribes, and I also see I'm getting kind of like villages, like where each of you had a job in a village, where it doesn't have to be like a small group of people. It can be like, say there was 25 to 50 people in the village, and each one of you had a job. It's just basically saying that each one of you was part of the collective, and each one of you made the world go around. Like your job was pretty much as important as anyone else's in those lifetimes, and it's the same in this lifetime. You see that right now. What other messages does Virgo need to know for past life, April 2022? What other messages does Virgo need to know for April 2022 past life? What other past life messages does Virgo need to know for April 2022? What other past life messages does Virgo need to know for April 2022? What other past life messages does Virgo need to know for April 2022? It's too many cards. What other past lives what other messages does Virgo need to know past lives, April 2022? What other messages does Virgo need to know for past lives, April 2022? What other messages does Virgo need to know at this time? What other messages does Virgo need to know at this time? Alright, so a lifetime in Asia. So if you find yourself being attracted to this culture, movies, if like for example you have this type of stuff in your kitchen, like Asian art, or stuff from Taiwan or Himalayan stuff, anything where like Asians, like Asia, Asian culture, anything like that. If you like a lot of Chinese food, if you like a lot of sushi, things like that, this just indicates this is why you like this. This is why you're drawn to this culture, that you've had one or several lifetimes there. And with this card coming out with the communal living, it could have been very well that you lived like in a village or some type of similar setting the same way, and this could basically goes with that. So if you find yourself liking these things, this is why you like that, especially when it comes to the artifacts and just the history and the knowledge and everything that goes along with that. And it might be now that you like I'm sure I have like certain Asian people that would actually watch the video, so it could be that too, where you're doing that right now. But it could just be saying that you've always done that. This could be a big part of your history. But if you find yourself drawn to this stuff, or at least have some type of interest, this is why. So that kind of helps you out and shows you again how the past affects the present moment. What other messages does Virgo need to know at this time? What other messages does Virgo need to know at this time? What other messages does Virgo need to know at this time? What other messages does Virgo need to know at this time? So, monk or nun. So if you find yourself kind of, and it makes sense too, because Virgos are known as the hermit in traditional tarot. So if you find yourself being like this, like the monk or nun, or you like time by yourself, even if you're in the communal living thing, and you like say that you're the type that likes to come home from work and like stay in your room a lot or do your own thing, this is why. It's basically showing you that you've lived a lifetime of being a monk and a nun, so you kind of or you've lived like a lifetime of being a hermit or something like that. If you're the type of Virgo that has poverty problem, like poverty or issues with chastity or anything like that, you could be some that have had vows, which you've said vows of like celibacy or monetary gain, financial vows, things like that you might have said that might have suppressed your money, or you can feel like you have money issues in this life. So basically, you could have been a monk or a nun, in Asia. It doesn't necessarily have to be so much as the religious. Like a lot of times, you think monk or nun, you think like Catholic or something like that. But it didn't have to be that. You could have just been a high priestess or something like that somewhere. So if you're wondering why you do that, or if other people around you are wondering that, then this just indicates this is what's going on with you, and this is why you like that. Traditionally, I would, even Virgos just by themselves, just the energy of that sign makes so much more sense, because they are known as the hermit. So it's not uncommon for you to have this energy, and thus why you would incarnate as a Virgo in your present lifetime. So that's pretty much what I have for you, Virgo. I am going to read from the book so that you know a little bit more, just to give you some additional messages. Alright, so communal living. This lifetime is significant to your question involved in communal settings, such as a convent, monastery, or tribe. Your earthly needs for shelter, clothing, and food were provided for. Although you held a job within the community, you fulfilled your responsibilities for the group and not for individual gain. So in the current lifetime, you may feel troubled by the concept of money or individual earnings, savings, and bills. You may feel unsupported because your soul is accustomed to having a community support system. To assimilate in this lifetime, find the balance and harmony between individual and group needs, between give and take. Understand how you fit into this culture, and how the group can help you achieve your individual goals and aspirations, and further your spiritual growth. And remember, no man or woman is an island. So it's basically saying, you're not so much, you might be the hermit and things like that, but it's also saying that you don't have to be by yourself. There's help, there's assistance out there, Alright, so Asia. Asia. Okay, so a significant past life in Asia is influencing your current situation. You learn group harmony and sacrificing of individuality in the Asian culture. But the lessons of that lifetime need to be balanced with your current lifetime's culture. For instance, you may have been in the habit of suppressing your emotions and opinions in that lifetime. However, in this life it's essential that you're aware of your inner truth. You're also being guided to express your beliefs and feelings openly with your loved ones in order to deepen your relationships. Your fascination with the Asian culture stems from your love and respect for the people you met in this lifetime. Consider taking trips to Eastern lands to reconnect with your ancient self and to learn more about your soul's previous journey. So if you find yourself with a group of people at this time, or just, even by yourself, or if you have a group of people that you share certain things with that resonates with this reading, make sure that you might want to consider that taking a trip somewhere to these places like monasteries or places like this so that you can try to understand yourself more. So monk or nuns. Alright, so you drew this card as a result of your past lifetimes as a monk, nun, or something similar. This means that you lived a life filled with isolation, rules, and spiritual devotion. In your lifetime now, you may notice your tendency to isolate yourself from others. In fact, you likely feel more comfortable when you're by yourself. Other people may even refer to you as a monk. If this pattern is interfering with your relationships, you might consider having sessions with a qualified past life regressionist. In addition, you may have taken vows as a monk or nun that may be interfering with your relationships, career, and more. Unless these vows are severed, they carry forward through your time. So, for instance, if you took a vow of poverty, you may be struggling today with financial insecurity. Other past life vows could be connected to chastity, which can impact your present romantic life, or self-denial, which causes you to feel undeserving or fearful of abundance. Often, it's enough simply to consciously bring the memories of these vows to the surface in order to release them. Then it's just a matter of clearing and severing them in all directions of time. You can do that simply by saying the following. And so listen, because this really does work. You might have to say this a few times, but if you say it and actually pay attention to it, and especially for the Virgos that actually meditate, things like that, this will help you release that. If not, you might, and if this doesn't work for you, you might need to go through a past life regressionist to kind of figure out how to release this stuff, because this stuff can stay with you as a soul memory. So here is the prayer, or the I can't even say the word. The prayer, or let's say mantra, for you to release these vows. So, I hereby sever and release any vows that are self-destructive in all directions of time for everyone involved. So, and if that if that helps you, Virgo, let me know. I ask you at this time to like, share, and subscribe if it resonates with you. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know which parts resonate with you. If it all resonates with you, tell me some stories, some dreams that you've had. I'll read all the comments. I want to connect more to my audience, and I would like to understand different personalities, the way people think differently. I'm a Gemini myself, so I like to think, like to learn more about people's thinking and minds and their outward look on life, especially when it comes to past lives and different things like that. So, thanks for watching. That's all I have for you, and stay tuned for later in the month for the all signs eclipse reading. See you later.